2025 NBA Summer League is in the books, and congratulations to the Charlotte Hornets and Kon Knueppel for taking home championship honors. You're watching NBA Now by Chat Sports, and I'm your host, Tyler Smith. And on today's show, we're going to go through the Summer League winners and the Summer League losers. And I'm a nice guy, so I got 5 winners and 3 losers for you guys right now. But let me know, if you guys watch some Summer League this July, name one for me down in the comment section. Name a winner from a 2025 NBA Summer League. You can name a loser later, but wait till the end of the show for that. Who cooked in Vegas? You let me know in the comment section below. All right, let's get into it. First winner, little spoiler alert at the top, but the guy won MVP. Damn it, of course he's a winner. Kon Knueppel out of Duke, playing for the Charlotte Hornets, the 4th overall pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And he didn't exactly start Summer League on the right foot, but basically once he got the jitters out of that first game, he was dominating the whole way. 15 a night, 5 boards, 4 assists. He was really carrying a lot of the weight offensively for Charlotte, dominating the ball, and that's not really a role that he had too often as a member of the Duke Blue Devils. They had a ton of really good, talented ball handlers over there, but now he's really showing that he has a much more expansive skill set than maybe we anticipated coming into this draft, and that's why a guy unathletic like Kon Knueppel got drafted 4th overall in this year's selection, which is littered with top-end talent. And then you go to the title game, like this guy in the ACC tournament for Duke with Cooper Flagg out, into the NCAA tournament, into these high-pressure situations. Kon Knueppel steps up to the plate every single time. Yeah, he shot 8 of 21. Who cares? It's a championship game. Efficiencies don't matter. You get the ball in the bucket. And he's 4 for 11 from three-point range, too. 21 points, brought his team to victory, played basically the entire game as well. Kon Knueppel is a really, really good player. I think he's an awesome feel for the game. Just great off of 2 feet. The in-between game, the float game, just awesome touch, and just has everything in between the ears that you want in a player that you're going to have out there on the floor. A lot. He's a really high IQ player, and I'm looking forward to see him, in real NBA game action where the floor is even more spaced out and he can kind of see everything going on at all angles. Let's move on to the losers, and a player that, quite frankly, has some similarities to Kon Knueppel in his game, but much older. That's Dalton Knecht. And this was not the prettiest summer league for Dalton Knecht. The other 2 losers on this list, I'm not going to say had bad summer leagues. I'm going to say that about Dalton Knecht. He was not very good this July. Could not hit water if he fell out of a boat. And he just, that's his calling card. He's going to be a successful NBA player. Dalton Knecht's going to need to shoot the ball at an extremely high level and high efficiency, and he has not done that to this point. A clear regression from year 1 to 2 for Dalton Knecht, and that's unfortunate for a Lakers team that probably needs him heading into this season. A guard/wing off of the bench, a sharp shooting type of player, or at least that's what he was marketed as coming into the league. Remember last year, Dalton Knecht falls all the way down to pick 17 in the NBA draft, and people are like, what is going on? The craziest fall ever. Maybe now we're seeing why he fell 17 picks in the NBA draft, because there isn't a lot of room for him to grow as far as his skill sets goes. But what do you think? Am I wrong? Is Knecht going to turn things around and be a big part of this Los Angeles Lakers rotation this season? You let me know in the comment section, yes or no. I'm trying to hear what maybe the Lake Show fans in the comment section have to say as well. Let's move on to winner number 2, and that's Tre Johnson. Trey, he only played 2 games, and he's the only player, I believe, on my winners list that was only limited to 2 games. We'll talk about Cooper Flagg towards the end of the video, who also played 2 games. But Tre Johnson, he didn't need to play anymore. Clearly, it was well established in the first 2 games that he played that he didn't need to be out there for Summer League. The guy is an elite shot creator, high difficulty shot maker as well. The Wizards, this is I would say not Jordan. He's Jordan Poole-like, but he's got a much better discipline than Jordan Poole. He's also a much more efficient shooter overall from all levels of the basketball court. He can get his shot anywhere, and that's something that this Washington Wizards team is really going to need when you're headlined by guys like Alex Sarr and Bilal Coulibaly, very versatile defenders who definitely are more in the green on that end than they are on offense. You're going to need a guy who can just go out there and get buckets, and he has a great mentor as well in CJ McCollum on that Wizards roster. I got high hopes for Tre Johnson. He's going to be a very good player after I wasn't as high as him coming into the draft. Move on to loser number 2 here, Derik Queen. And look, like I mentioned with Dalton Knecht, he's the only player who I really thought had a bad summer league as far as big standout performances go. Derik Queen was the opposite of that. He actually had a really, really great summer league for the first 3 games that he was out there on the floor. Double-double, walking double-double. That's kind of what we expected him to be in the NBA. He does need to work on the defensive end, but he was registering a block a night over there. He hit one of his 2 3-point attempts. He's got that. If he can get that mid-range game down even a little bit more than he already has it, this is going to be really, really threatening offensive center. The efficiencies weren't great, but like this is a guy who scores from 3 levels, so you're not expecting him to be shooting around the 65, 70% that, around the rim bigs do. This guy has skill to his game and elite touch, so he's going to be, scoring from a lot of different areas on the basketball court, but it won't be for a little while here as Shams Charania, and this is the reason that he's a loser. Again, like I said, he played awesome, but the reason he's a loser is because he got hurt, and he will be preparing a torn, I'm not going to pronounce that, ligament in his left wrist, and will be reevaluated in 3 months. So that's a long ways away. It's going to be right up to the start of the 2025-26 season, and we could probably see, or at least envision, Derik Queen missing at least the first couple of weeks of the 25-26 campaign. And that's what we'll be keeping you tapped in on everything as far as the NBA goes. This is this league, and we cover it like no other here at Chat Sports. So if you're looking for free NBA coverage that's informative, entertaining all year long, go down below and subscribe to Chat Sports. We're 410,000 subscribers. We got to be doing something, right? Go down below and subscribe. All right, let's get it. This might be the biggest winner of Summer League. I'm not even lying. Like, I went clicky Kon Knueppel for the first one because he won MVP, he's a rookie, all this stuff. But if you guys didn't see what Kyle Filipowski was doing in the Summer League, it was a borderline felonious what he was doing to some of these guys. Like, he was killing them. And this doesn't even factor in, like, his numbers were probably a little bit more down in the Utah Summer League. Then he comes over to Vegas, and he was averaging literally 30 and 10 a game. And he's doing it on elite efficiencies as well. Really strong down low. Like, he just seems like he just doesn't belong playing on the floor with a lot of these players. Like, he gave you good stuff. He was all-rookie second team last year. Decided to come out and play a little bit of Summer League action, and I mean, he played all 6 games. This guy wants to get better, and I like that about Kyle Filipowski. He's been a grinder, and I envision him being a pretty big factor in that Utah Jazz rotation this year, because how could he not after the performances that he showed in Utah and in Vegas? Like, clearly he was a step above the rest of the crowd. I would say Kyle Filipowski was probably the best basketball player on the floor in Summer League overall. The last loser here, Khaman Maluach from Duke, now in the Phoenix Suns, and this is a player who I did assume would have growing pains coming into the league, right? Because we know he's not an offensively gifted player, and he struggles really in a lot of areas, or even around the rim, like just collecting rebounds, active hands, like being ready, just catchability, all that kind of stuff. And the offensive game we know is super limited as well, and that's really what reared its ugly head in Summer League. He averaged 10 points a game, but, man, that field goal percentage is rough. And I know they were letting him launch threes, and that's not going to be something that he does, especially very early on in his NBA career. But regardless, it's only 13 shots at however many that he took. That cannot be good efficiencies. And he was kind of getting bullied around down low in the post as well. He's got to put more muscle on his body. But he's got the frame, he's got the tools, elite rim protector, good lob threat. Like, he's going to be fine. But, just, he's a raw prospect. He's going to take a lot of work to get to his final product. Let me know who stunk it up, though. Now, don't say one of the names that I said either. Don't say Dalton Knecht. Don't say Derik Queen. Don't say Maluach. Name a loser from NBA Summer League this summer that I didn't yet mention on today's show. You let me know in the comment section. Fourth winner, rounding out with 2 winners here on today's show. Ajay Mitchell, another guy who just did not belong out there on the Summer League floor. But I say he's a winner because this guy is on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Didn't get a lick of minutes really in their postseason run into the finals unless it was a blowout. And he went out there and showed that, yeah, he probably should have been out there on the floor for OKC. He is an older rookie this past year, came out of UC Santa Barbara, and just an elite shot maker, multiple levels. He was awesome, man. He had that Filipowski to him where he just looked like he was a 10-year NBA pro compared to the rest of these guys, and I'm very happy for him. It's going to be very hard for OKC not to put him in their lineup next season. Like, this guy has elite shot making from the outside. He can get to the mid-range. That floater game is crazy. He's got awesome handle, and he runs the pick and roll just as good as any 6'5" player out there does. Like, he is a legit talent, and he's going to be in that Oklahoma City rotation come next season, no doubt about it. Last but not least, my GOAT that I just most recently learned about right before the draft. Hansen Yang is a winner on the list, and it's not really because of the counting stats that he put up. Now, if you look at the numbers that we're about to show you on screen, like pretty similar to the ones that you saw from Maluach there. But 1, they're totally different players. 2, Yang was also known to be a much bigger project than Maluach was going to be coming into the league. But they're calling this guy the Chinese Jokic, and I am buying in. He had elite passes out of the top of the key. He can deflect shots at the rim. He is a really gifted in the post, and honestly, just at the top of the key, he can put the ball on the deck, get to the rim. Like, he's a really interesting talent here on this Portland team that I think is going to have one of the more interesting lineup combinations you could put together when you have a guy like Donovan Clingan down low and then Hansen Yang potentially running out of the high post. Like that high-low game is going to be something special, and I'm excited to see what Hansen Yang can do because the flashes that we saw, it wasn't all good. It wasn't all super consistent, but the flashes that we saw, that guy can play in the NBA. A couple more honorable mentions here. Like I said, we would talk about Cooper Flagg later on the show. A couple of honorable mentions we'll gloss over quickly here. Nick Clifford of the Sacramento Kings. He is going to be, you could argue, potentially the franchise player for Sacramento down the line. He does everything well in the basketball court. Elite rebounder, elite three-level scorer, and obviously a stick on defense as well. He just wants it more than you do. David Jones-Garcia over on the Spurs. He balled out. Like some of the craziest magnet ball I've ever seen in my life. I think he went 20 of 36 from three-point range. So, like, that is just in and of itself. You have to take that into account. Like, a guy who just comes in, green light, uber confident, and he's knocking them down. Like, he might have just got himself another job in the NBA. Ron Holland, he was really showcasing more of the offensive game. We knew how good of a defender that Ron Holland was coming into the draft last season, but probably one of the more rough-looking offensive games that we've seen from a top 10 pick coming in. You're seeing the hitch in his jumper go away. You're seeing him get to his spot a little bit better and just be an overall more efficient scorer, and that's going to bode very, very well for the Pistons down the line. Terrence Shannon Jr., the reason I didn't put him in the winners over a guy like Ajay Mitchell is because I kind of knew that Terrence Shannon Jr., at least coming into this next season, would have some sort of elevated role, right? Because Nickeil Alexander-Walker leaves Minnesota, and then you get a guy like him who had some spot minutes in the playoffs and really made the most of them. Now NAW leaves, and he's going right into that slot there off of the bench as their secondary scoring option. Terrence Shannon Jr. was awesome, and he didn't belong out there with all these fools either. And then Flagg, he played 2 games. First game was a little rough, though. That's why he was definitely not on my winners list per se, but he poured in 32 in the next game, and Mavs front office, Mavs brass, they had seen enough. They didn't need to see any more from Cooper Flagg. So there's 5 more winners for you. We had 5 and then 3 losers. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section of my list. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv for the best NBA coverage all year long. That's right, all off-season, regular season, playoffs, and more. We got you locked in. Hit that sub button. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.